This is Chloe from business.org, and today we're going to be building a website with Wix. So as you can see right here, we've already created an account, and now we get to go ahead and create a site. And as you can see here, we have a bunch of templates. We're actually making a health and wellness website today, so we're going to scroll down to this section, health and wellness, and we will look under wellness, I guess. And so as you can see here, again, we have plenty of templates, I guess 2 pages worth here. So you do have plenty of options, and even better, once you actually choose one of these templates, you can customize almost everything about your template. So you're not necessarily locked into a specific design because Wix is a true drag and drop editor. So you can always view it to make sure that you actually like the template once you look at it. You can preview it both on desktop as well as mobile to make sure you like the way it looks. I'm going to go ahead and edit this site. So this is going to be where we go to edit everything. So you'll see the actual preview of the website. Again, you can toggle to mobile whenever you want in order to see how that looks. You can preview, you can publish, you can save. We'll be using these buttons over here to make changes, and you also have this toolbar on the right that honestly we're not going to use very much, but can give you even more control over the website that you're creating. So for now, we're going to start just by adjusting our home page. And so again, this is a true drag and drop editor. So at any time I can just drag something around wherever I want. And you'll see that it has these nice lines to tell you when things are centered or otherwise matching, stuff like that. So we'll begin by, I guess, editing this right here. So we can just double click if we want to edit it, and then we can go ahead and put in our own copy, which we've already written. So that seems a little bit big to me. So over here, we can change things like the font size, make it huge, make it small. We can change the actual font itself if we wanted something else. Although frankly, I liked the way it looked before. Again, you can change things like colors. So you have a lot of control over the way that your text will look. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change this background. So you can go through the backgrounds that they select. We're going to choose image. And here we can choose from free stock photos from Wix that are in several categories. We can also look directly at Starter Shock if you want to buy some photos. But in our case, we're just going to upload some photos that we've already chosen. You'll see that it appears here, so we can go ahead and make that our background. And you can see how that automatically updates. And so now with that, we can see that this text doesn't necessarily look great, so we can edit that to make it a different color. We can choose from any of these colors. This is sort of giving us the palette of the site as it currently stands. There's custom colors, and we can add a color at any time if we want. So if, for example, we want to make something into just a light gray, we can just use a hex color right here. You can also use RGB or the HSB. But we'll just use a hex color to choose ours. You can add that. And now it's a lot more legible. So before we continue, we're going to fix our header up here. So right now this is vector art, which is not necessarily what we want, so we're going to get rid of that. And this is just purely text, which we also don't want. We want to put in our actual logo, so we'll just delete that too. Instead, we'll go over here to add, and we'll just choose to add an image. So we'll upload, again, we'll upload from our computer, and we'll put this in. There we go, we add to page. So you'll see right now that this, because it is so large, this image, we can't get it any higher than that. But fortunately, Wix has a built-in way so that you can crop images, which is very convenient. So we can even choose the shape if we want to crop it in a specific way, which is always nice. So if you wanted for some reason to crop an image so that it's the shape of a heart or an ampersand, you can do that. We're going to stick to a simple rectangle here. And so we can just use this, like that, and then like that. Once it looks good, just click apply, and now we can move it up here. And there we go, we have our logo. So we have that. We have these pages, which we will end up changing in a little bit, but we'll deal with that as we actually go and create those pages. So for now, let's keep going and creating the rest of our home page. So if we decide that, for example, this is too large, we can shrink this a little bit. In this case, we're going to actually add a little bit more text here. So again, we just go over to Add, Text. You can choose things like headings and titles. And again, it's showing you kind of how they look, or just a paragraph. And that is what we're going to go with, is just this right here. So we'll make sure it's centered like that, and then we will edit our text. And we'll just go ahead and make that a light gray also. Oh, we didn't do that for some reason. Okay, we'll try that again. Make it the light gray. And let's center that like that. And then if I want, can make it wider. And again, we'll center it here. We can move it up, and we can adjust our background again. So we have a lot of control over how each section looks. So then we have these elements down here, which we're going to end up deleting pretty much all of that. So let's go ahead, and again, you can just select it like this and delete, which is really nice. You don't have to individually delete elements. So now we have just a very short page, but if we want, we can add more things. And so one of the nice features now is that we can add like an actual list, which will just be a complete section that we can then edit. So we don't have to add each image and text box individually. And so in this case, we're just going to add a couple of benefit statements for our website. And so I think that this looks good. So we just click and it adds, and we can adjust it so that it's down below here. And now we can make some adjustments to this section by managing items. And so we're just going to come over here to item 3 and delete because we only want 2 items. So now we have those 2, and we can change the layout so that they're centered. And so again, we have control over each element within this, and from a user perspective, it feels really good. Every time I click, I'm able to immediately select exactly what I'm looking for, which is not the case with every web editor. You'll also notice that in a feature like this, where they're supposed to be the same thing repeated, every time I make a change over here, it makes the same one over there. So when I'm deleting the buttons, which is nice for consistency. Whoops, don't want to do that. So if, for example, we want to change these, again, we'll just do the exact same thing that we were doing earlier. So this time we'll write doable tips. And we can edit this text to have any copy that we want. And we'll go ahead and make that, I think, a little bit wider. And you'll see, again, it's mirroring that over on the other side so that our appearance stays consistent as we're making these changes. And so then we can add the body copy over here. Perfect. But we don't like these pictures. So let's go ahead, and change those images. So again, we're just going to upload from our computer. All right, so it says it's uploaded, so we'll choose that image. And there you go. So one thing to note is that this image that we just uploaded is not actually this shape at all. It's a much wider rectangle, but Wix is automatically cropping this image for us. And so again, we can go into the crop section and change the way that it's cropped. We can move it around. I like the way they had it, so we'll just go ahead and cancel and leave it that way. But that's a nice feature because that way we don't have to crop images outside of our web editor. We can just upload them in whatever shape and size they are and work with that. Which is, again, not the case with, unfortunately, a lot of website editors. So we'll upload one more picture for our home page. Go ahead and choose that image. And again, it's a little cropped, so we'll change the way that looks, apply that, and there we go. So if though we wanted some more elements, we can continue to add them. So let's say that I want to add some text. So I can just add another paragraph, and I can move that around wherever I want. In this case, I want to put it between my top header and these bottom parts. So while I just moved that the wrong direction, that's exactly what I can do, is I can just move this element as a whole, and then I can put my text box right over here. Make that as wide as I want, and edit my text. And we'll go ahead and center that. Center the whole thing, actually. There we go. So down here, we can also edit, of course, our footer. So we can edit this so that it has our business name. If we wanted, we could add a logo down here. Here's our social links, which we can set. So you can choose a custom icon or any of these ones that they have right here. You can obviously add in your own link so that it's going to the right spot. So you can do all of that. And with that, we have our website. So we'll go ahead and save that. And we'll just save and continue. You can obviously connect it to a domain, which is what you'd want to do if we were actually going to use this for our business. And then we're going to go ahead and click publish, and now we can view our site. And so here we have it with our header, with all the text that we put in, with our pictures. Again, if I feel like this is too much space, then I can easily go in here and just move this up a little bit. Maybe move it down a little bit, give it a little more breathing room. And we can save that. So we now have a home page. I think we're going to add one more element here, which will be a sign up for an ebook. And so we can do that by using one of these contact forms down here. And so as you can see, you can add any kind of form. There's contact, job application, support, feedback, contest, quiz. We're going to go for get subscribers and add this. So we're going to give it, again, a little bit more space, I think. So with this, we can go ahead and customize a lot of these different elements. So we can change where the notifications go to. We can add in different information that we want collected. We can change the way that the form reads. So, or sorry, I'm going to do what's your email address instead of just email. We can even change the title and whatnot. So in this case, we will change it to want more from What the Health and add a subtitle. And that, oh, get it now. And we can even change the thank you message if we, so after somebody selects the submit button, that then we can say thanks, or it's on your way to your inbox, or anything like that. So that's nice. We can also change the layout, so the way that this looks, the way the header looks, and we can even change things like the specific sizes of our headers and stuff. So we'll make that a little bit smaller. We'll change this color here, just because we can. And we'll add that. Likewise, we can change the button and do the same color if we want. so it looks a little more bright and colorful. And if we want, we can even have them agree to a privacy policy before they subscribe. So we have a lot of options to change that, which is nice. And if we wanted, again, we could add a picture. Of the ebook itself. If you have smaller pictures, they will not take this long to upload, of course. In fact, that's pretty large, so we're going to make that a whole lot smaller. But then again, we can just drag this around. So we can put it all the way over here or here. We can put it right on top. We're just going to put it right next to it, which, whoops, looks a little silly maybe, but it works. And then it's centered. And so once more, we will go ahead, it's auto-saving, but we'll publish that so it's updated. And you can see that right there. So if we say, that's our email, there we go. So this all works. So now that we've created a home page, we're going to go ahead and make some more pages. So we can go up here to menus and pages. And right now this is showing all the different ones that we have. So we're going to go ahead and delete the facilities page and the treatments page because those aren't relevant to what we're doing. And you'll see that when we do that over here, it automatically takes them out of our menu up top. So instead, we're going to go to this About page and work on this. So once more, I don't really care for this layout at all, so we're just going to delete that entirely. And instead, we'll add some different content chunks. So again, in our case, we're going to go over to the list and grids and add in the different elements that we want. And now we have an About page. So again, we can save that. We'll publish now. And we'll go on and create our next page. And so in this case, it's going to be contact. And publish. So we'll go over here and refresh. And so you can see that we have this About page and a contact page. So notice that there are some transition effects. Again, you can edit those, turn those on and off. And likewise, remember that just because we went this layout, you can change it a lot. There are many different options, and at the end of the day, you can drag and drop stuff literally anywhere that you want to. So this is very, very customizable. So we're going to go ahead and add another page though. So we'll just click Add Page, and we will say, this is our blog. And so now we're going to go to that blog page. Delete this new one. Go to blog. And this is where we can go to add, and this time add blog. So you'll see here that we have this button where we can add it to the site. We can get started. And so I guess we actually don't need its own blog page, it creates its own. So we'll take care of that in a second. But for now, you can see this basic layout of the blog. So we're just going to go to Manage. And here you can see the blog posts that already exist. You can look at your categories of blog posts. We're going to create a new blog post. And so we're just going to create a simple blog post that is all about vegetables. And so we've already written our blog post somewhere else. So we're just going to copy and paste it. And you'll notice here that it is preserving our line breaks and our headings. So that's nice. It's also keeping our links in there. So you're not going to have to redo any of that. But in this case, we want to go ahead and embed a YouTube video. So we're going to put our cursor down here. Then you can click there, add a video. We're just going to put in a link, add now. And it's right there. So very, very easy to include videos in your blog post. We're also going to add an image right up here at the top. Whoops. And so we can do that from down here. We'll upload. This nice vegetable picture. And we'll add that. So we can change the way that it appears. I'm not sure why it's so cramped. We're just, oh, there it is. Okay. Just loading, I guess. So we'll make it as best fit, which is a nice option that you have. And again, if we wanted to, we could even link that, but we're not going to. So down here, you can also do things like choose category. So we can create some. So we'll do like recipes and health. We'll do lifestyle, diet, you know, as many as you want, and it's automatically selecting those right here. You can also add authors. If you have those, I think you have to put those under the main blog manager. We can choose to display cover image to feature the post, and we can even make post descriptions and whatnot so that it shows up better on your search engine results. So we're just going to go ahead and save that and click publish. And now we have our first post. So we're just going to add a couple more of these because, again, it's so easy to do. And we'll publish it. And in fact, we're going to change it to all caps so it matches the rest of what we're doing. And then republish. So up here, you see our blog has appeared. And here's our blog post. And it automatically updates your blog page with the featured images, the titles, some opening text. And up here, you'll see the different tags that we had. The getting started in your community were categories that we haven't deleted yet, but people will be able to filter. So if we just go lifestyle, I guess that's all of them. But yeah, so here's exercise. And you can see how it looks, which is nice. So we have our blog, we have an About Us page, a contact page, and a home. So we only have one more thing to do, and that is we are going to add an online store. So again, we're just going to go to Add, Store, Add to Site. And so much like the blog, it just sets up for a second. It's thinking really hard, and then we're going to get it set up. So get started. So here you can see what our store will look like. Obviously, these are not the products that we're going to use, but so you can manage your store by adding products. Here's the various pages. So you have your shop, your product page, your cart, and you can customize how those look. You can change the way that your products appear. So there are a lot of options. You can go to this page and order, well, I guess you'll have to actually get a plan, which we're just using a free trial right now, but this is how you can accept credit card payments and stuff. So right now, we're just going to add some products to our store. So again, this should be very simple. We just add the product name up here, and then we can click here to add an image. And so we'll insert the t-shirt, and you can add more than one image. You can also add it to different collections. So in this case, we could do clothing. You can do things over here like create coupons, SEO stuff, all of that. So you have a good amount of control. If we wanted to say a new arrival, so we'll just go ahead and say that. New arrival, then you add the price. We can put it on sale if we want to. We're just going to add a simple description though. You can add in other things. In this case, we're going to do size options. We'll add all those, except one size, I guess. You can also manage your inventory if you want to. We're just going to keep it simple and not. You can add weights, things like that, all of which will make it easier for you as you're selling stuff. And so again, it will remind you that you'll need to collect a payment method, or add a payment method rather, if you want to actually take payments. So we're going to delete all these sample products. So we're just using ours. But we'll add another one. So again, you can always track all of your products here. You can filter them by stock, by the type. You can filter by collections. You can look at any orders that you have. So you have all of these different options. So we'll go ahead and publish again. Although first we're going to change shop. And now we'll publish. So if we refresh, so now you can see that up here we have our shop. And here's our various items. And so here's the banner that says new arrival. You can see that this one is on sale. You have the option to do a quick view of things, or you can go in and view the full details. And it zooms in on your pictures, which is nice. We're gonna go ahead and add this to our cart. And you can see that that looks nice as well. So you have a very professional looking store. You can include things like promo codes, all sorts of things. You can make it so that it calculates shipping. So you have a whole lot of options to make your website really beautiful. And again, it's pretty infinitely customizable because of this drag and drop and because you have all of these different elements that you can add. It's both super easy, super customizable, and you can absolutely create a really beautiful website with this one. And so in a matter of less than an hour, we've been able to create a site that has a home page, an about page, a contact page, a blog with several posts, and a shop on it. And I think it looks pretty good. Again, there's tons of other templates that you can start out with. You can add in all sorts of other things if you want, such as music, videos. You can create membership. You can select or create all sorts of different payment acceptance options. You can even, if you want, add different apps from the Wix app market. So for example, Wix bookings will allow you to create appointments. You can also create different sorts of forms, different commenting things. You can have people like different posts. So there's tons of different options for app connectivity. So again, you can create websites that do all sorts of things. Whatever you need to do, whether that is any of these different marketing things, form things, you can even add chats to your website. So, despite being a relatively simple and easy to use builder, this is absolutely a powerful one, and it has been a pleasure to build with. Definitely one of the better website building experiences that I've had while reviewing website builders. So if you're building a small business website, definitely give Wix a look.